Welcome to another video by the Security Buddy. In this video, we will discuss what p-values are and how to interpret the p-values of independent variables in linear regression. Let's say there are two independent continuous random variables, x1 and x2, and y is a dependent random variable. Now, we want to know the relationship between x1, x2 and y. We also want to know whether the effect that the independent variable x1 or x2 has on the dependent variable y is statistically significant. Now, we can calculate the value of y for particular values of x1 and x2 using the following equation. Y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus epsilon. Here, beta 0, beta 1 and beta 2 are real numbers and epsilon is the error. As discussed in our previous video, beta 0, beta 1 and beta 2 are population parameters. We can draw a sample and use the observed values of the sample to estimate the parameters beta 0, beta 1 and beta 2. Let's say from the sample we calculate the following values of beta 0, beta 1 and beta 2. These values beta 0 hat, beta 1 hat and beta 2 hat are the best case or the best estimate for the values of beta 0, beta 1 and beta 2. So, beta 0 hat, beta 1 hat and beta 2 hat are the point estimates of the population parameters beta 0, beta 1 and beta 2. Now, the values of beta 0 hat, beta 1 hat and beta 2 hat may not be identical to the corresponding values of beta 0, beta 1 and beta 2, and the difference between the point estimate and the corresponding population parameter is called the sampling error. We never know the values of population parameters, but we can use the p-values and the significance level to determine whether the relationship that we observe in the sample also exists in the population. In our example, there are two continuous independent variables, x1 and x2. So, we can state a null hypothesis and an alternative hypothesis for each independent variable. The null hypothesis will be that the independent variable has no effect on the dependent variable, and the alternative hypothesis will be that the independent variable has some effect on the dependent variable. Now, we can use the p-value corresponding to the independent variable to determine whether we can reject the null hypothesis. If we reject the null hypothesis, that will mean that the independent variable has some effect on the dependent variable. And if we fail to reject the null hypothesis, that will mean that the independent variable has no significant effect on the dependent variable. Now, in our previous video, we discussed confidence intervals and significance level. The relevant link is provided in the description. We discussed that if the confidence level is 95%, then that will correspond to the significance level of 0.05. At this point, we can calculate the p-value for each independent variable and compare the p-value with the significance level. If the p-value is more than the significance level, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, in that case, we can conclude that the independent variable has no significant effect on the dependent variable. In other words, the corresponding coefficient of the independent variable is 0. And if the p-value of the independent variable is less than the significance level, we can conclude that the effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable is statistically significant. In other words, the corresponding coefficient of the independent variable is not 0. Thus, we can use the p-values and the significance level of continuous independent variables to determine the relationship between the independent variables and the dependent variable. I hope this helps. Interested viewers who want to know more, please refer to the playlist Linear Regression or Statistics for Machine Learning or visit the website of the Security Buddy. The relevant links are provided in the description. You may also want to subscribe to us and get notifications on recent videos.